traders. This video is the continuation of the Trade Manager uh, Conditional Order System series, I guess. Two videos make a series. I could have put it all in one video, but I think the other video ran about 45 minutes. And, I understand that attention span is not that great if you stay on a video too long. I'm really sorry I ran that video as long as I did, but I tried to keep just to the basics. I did give you enough in that video that you could have affected a trade and quite well without having any additional information. This is a kind of a hodgepodge video. It's all going to deal with Trade Manager and COS, but not necessarily in a smooth order, and I apologize for that, but I know of no other way to present it. The first thing I don't want to get into very quickly is back on position sizing again. I wasn't sure I made it clear. It might have sounded like I said you have to do this or it's the death knell, and that certainly wasn't my intention. My intention was to show you a different way of trading, maybe even to show you how you can make some trades if you don't have a lot of money. In this particular illustration, I am going to fund two different individuals with the same amount of money, about 31,000 in their account. That's all they have. And I'm going to tell you what, people, if you don't have the money, you can't trade. It's that simple. You can go and put a little money into the futures and what have you. That's a difficult thing to hit. You swing trading is a lot more predictable, and in the long run will make you a lot more money. The people who make the most money on the market are swing traders or investors. It is not day traders. The reason you see so many day traders out there is it doesn't take so much money to get in. You got a margin account, you can do quite a bit with a little bit of money trading stocks. So, if you don't have a lot in there, keep your trading, keep doing what you're doing, but be adding to your account, to make sure that you're building up money so that you can do what you want to do. 31,000 is not a big trading account. I won't even tell you what size mine is, but anyway. Uh, Here we have, this is actually, to be frank with you, we have this on what's called, what is it called? It's the on demand. Wow, brain fart. It is on demand. It is actually a recording of what happened in the past, and we can replay it and actually get signals on the screen live, which is great because I hate having those entry arrows on here. Plus, this is a 3-hour chart that's going to cover a time span of about a week. So I don't think we'd want to sit here on this video for a week. But this is the closest I can get it to a live trade without us camping here for a week and having our spouses wonder where we are, and our girlfriends calling us and saying, well, you don't call anymore, you don't write, where are you? Well, I'm watching Gary's video. So we won't do that. So you'll notice up at the top we've got some wonderful green signals here, which tells us we have a Tdvt long, and this is on this candle here. I really like this trade. I like it a lot. You see these two yellow bars? This is TW Zippy. There's a video in the overall series that Barry has on the membership site that includes the TW Zippy. I will just tell you a little bit about it. That particular zone was drawn by the bears. You got your bears and the bulls, kind of like a tug of war. That would be a good example. One's trying to pull the stock up and the other trying to pull the stock down. And sometimes one wins, sometimes it pulls the other guy over the mark, and sometimes they don't. But this is a bearish support zone, and typically what happened, price in the past did not have enough bullish momentum to break this zone. And sometimes when that happens, it really takes off. But you can't really just jump at the first jerk of the knee. You notice it tried to go up here. It was rejected resoundingly by the bears. He tried it again. The bulls come up here. Oh, they got the first candle to reopen, and then they got a bid rig signal, and it came down. But in this case, this bar gapped. Took some pretty good momentum to get it up there. I'm pretty sure this is a gap and go. It's not a big gap. It did not even pass the the previous highs with the open. It was actually below the, not highs, the previous close on the green bar is about the same. The previous open on the red bar is above that, and of course the highs are way above that. So it did not gap above that. So it's not really officially a gap, but there is a little spark that took it to jump up here. So I think this is a great place to get in. So I have a little spreadsheet on the right to help us keep track of this stuff. And I've entered some of the data, but I don't know what we're going to have on the back end, so I'll have to enter that when I get there. I do know that the price to get in was $297.79. This guy has $30,100. He may not spend that, but he is buying 100 shares. Now let's go to the setup so that we can make sure that's what we have in our trade manager. It is. We have 100 shares, and he's going to put an interim risk of $300. The rest of this doesn't make any difference. The funds, you put whatever number you're in here, it's not going to make one iota of difference because this 100 overrides any computations. The trade risk, that's if it went against you, but I can assure you I'm controlling this trade world and it's not going to go against you. So we have an interim risk here of 300 bucks, and that is real deal. That will apply when it hits. So let's see what happens here. All right, obviously we're not at a point where we can see anything. We have to get in a place where these labels are real. So let's jump up. I am really going to jump up. I'm going to put us, oh, let's say, I think maybe if I went a week hence, I think I'll have everything on the screen that I need to have. Let's go there. I might have gone too far. We'll see. I hate having to bounce back and forth for you guys. It takes time just to load this stuff. There we go. Actually, we did okay. We have an exit here, and this is the 19th. Let me back it up. Oh, went too far. Here we go. Here's where we got in. I just went too far. We got in. We got historical data now. We no longer need anything that's up here. We can work off the historical data. Now, I believe that this may be mismarked here. This high right here is actually 326, and rather than 325. I probably just marked it up wrong. Oh, actually it's up here. It's 326.75, and we can put it in there just so we can keep track. There, we're good. Okay, there's the high. Here's the close in this bar, and we said because this is actually generated by the trade manager right here. The close in this bar, and it went back probably to the highest close, which would be right here, which is 323.67. Okay, now 323.67, and it tells us right over here that our exit points is 3. So that's going to be 320.27. I have 320.20 here, but we'll put 320.27 here because it's 3 points. That's what it came back against that high, and that means we made 2,248 bucks on this trade. Not bad, huh, guys? That's really good. Now let's take a look at the other guy. The other guy said, you know, I have $30,000, but I don't really want to put it all in one stock. I want to put some in here. I want to put some in Tesla. I want to put some in maybe Microsoft. I want to maybe put some in Apple. I want to spread it around because, yeah, a rising tide raises all boats, but it doesn't raise them the same. So you know what? And maybe your boat is not going to raise when everybody else's does. So I want to spread my cookies around. And I don't want to risk more than about 50 bucks in a trade. The heck with this 300 stuff. I can't afford to risk that much. I just risk 50 bucks. Okay? All right. Here we go. Guess what? Exits in the same place. We still have the same high. We still got the same exit of 320 over here. The only difference is now we got 2.9 points. You know what? It's hardly enough difference to make a difference. That's 6 cents difference is what it is. So, 2.9, that's right. And the exit price was just going to be like 6 cents more. So it's going to be like 297.86, oh, 85, pardon me. All right. That's not right. No, 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 no. I put the wrong number in there. I meant to put 320.33. Yeah, that's what it is. Because it's 6 cents more than this. Okay. All right. Made 2,248 bucks here. He made $383.18 there. So you say, oh, well, this is a lot better deal, right? Ah, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. He made 5 other trades. Now, I don't have 5 other trades up here, but just for the ease of illustration, not for the accuracy thereof, uh, he made 5 other trades. So he made 6 in all. And if he did approximately the same on the average on all 6, some he did better, some he did not so good, but on the average he averaged what he did on this. He would have made $2,299. Now, that's not enough difference over that period of time to have any concern. And it's not enough difference that he made 8% on both of these. But what it is to show you that just because you're making small trades doesn't mean you can't make money. You can make every bit as much money as a guy who puts a lot of money in one stock. The only difference is you're far protected against market moves because you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Okay, that's mainly what I wanted to illustrate out of this part of the video. We will go on to something else now. We're going to open this up. I would like to get rid of this. Yes, we're going to open this up. I'm going to spread this out. We're going to go back to our conditional order system, and we're going to say, I want to go back to this zone that we had here before. Right here. We got this zone. This is all we're looking at. I'll move it back some more. There. We've got this zone here. We see this zone. We see price trying to penetrate over it, and we would love to be able to catch a trade if it breaks that zone. Now, what we've done in the past was simple. We just set it up so that when the Tdvt gave us a signal, we got in. Hey, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. And in this particular instance, since we remember we did have a signal on this candle, and if you like, I will go back in and turn the arrow zone to show you that we did. Like I said, it's for purposes of back testing, and that's exactly what we're doing now. There it is. There's your signal, okay? But back here, where we was having signals here, and we was seeing it fail, and let's kind of roll that back. Here's we are here. Whoa, I went too far. There we go. Here we are. We see it failing. We're getting signals, and it's not cutting it. It's because it's battling this bearish support zone. Now, you wouldn't know this was there if you didn't have the Tdvt. you would probably take the trade, and you might even stay in it, might not even get stopped out, even though there was an exit signal here. So you could have avoided all that pain and said, look, I want to take a signal when it breaks that zone appropriately. So I'm going to say I want to get in at $301, which is above all this panicky stuff. Okay, so let us take care of that. We're going to buy custom. We're going to our blank COS. We're going to click on here. We're going to put our symbol in. We're going to put our method in. It's study, edit, same old thing, nothing different. Now, as you recall, you could have done this differently. You could have had, I think I had hour chart in there, so I'm going to put it in there. We're going to edit it. Obviously, we don't want the moving average. What we do want, however, is, come on, there we go. We want the entry. Now, we're going to make a little change here. We're not going to leave Tdvt in there, even though it would work because we saw that it had a signal in there, but that's cheating because you don't know that. We're going to do a zone momentum trade. Ah, is this cool or what? And you can just leave it just that way. And what it does is it measures the momentum coming out of the top side of that Tdvt zone that you saw. And if it has enough to break through that zone, then it's probably going to keep going. You can add things to it, but a lot of times it will cut down the ability to make a trade because sometimes cycle is just not right. But it doesn't make any difference because if you have enough momentum, cycle will eventually catch up. It'll blow right through that. And that's essential. But if you were concerned about that, you could add cycles in, or if you wanted to, you could add cycles and trend. Guess what? Now you have a Tdvt signal restricted to a specific place on a chart. Yeah, a lot of times you'll miss the signal because that's too tight. So I wouldn't do that. I would not add anything more than just cycles if you're going to add anything at all. Frankly, I'm not going to add anything. I have been trading this long enough to know that if I get a good signal breaking that zone, then it's probably going to be a winner for me. So that's it. That's the way you set it up. We'll save this one and we'll say okay. Now, I'll move this up so I can save it finally. Now the rest is the same. You know, you've got your stops here. You put the stop in here just like you normally would. 3.842. I'll put 85. Oh, I'm sorry. That is the IR stop. I'm about to make a big mistake here. 46.1538. And I will also have to change this to 13 because that's what these numbers are based on. See how much longer it takes to type stuff? That's why I just like to click. Well, maybe you type faster than I do. Maybe it's easier for you. And the other thing would be putting our exit in, which does involve this IR stop here. If we're going to use the risk amount, I don't. You know, I'm a favorite of the volatility one. So I'm going to put that in. Your choice is yours. Do whatever you wish. You know what a risk amount would have taken you out if we also put an hour chart on that one. And we need a study to do that for us. So we're going to find our study in there. And we want a study that's an exit study, and there it is. And frankly, I'm just going to leave it this way, except I want to put a profit target in there. And I got it covered up. Yeah, I do. Profit target. Darn, I made a mistake. I didn't pull my thing down far enough. There it is. Okay. Uh, my target is 92 points. Now we're going to go back and we're going to add 92. And we know that's about 301 because we looked at it. So we're going to make it 393 as our target price. So we go back in here, back to the hour chart. And we're entering and exiting on the same chart. How about that? And you know something? We're going to be just fine. May actually go further because the volatility index is actually has a little more gimme room. It might actually take us up to a new, even a higher profit. So what I say we're going to do 3. It was 301 that we had for a zone. So we want 393. Okay. Oh, come on. Leave your cursor in the field, Gary. There we go. And that's true. 7 bars is good. 30. Save. Hello. Okay. Save. Confirm and send. And we're good to go. Now, I'm not going to confirm and send this because we're setting back a trade back in May. And I am live here, so I don't want to send out this trade on based on some data that's phony baloney, and it's no telling what it would do because it's probably above that now. But anyway, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do a zone trade. So we'll delete that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about a little bit is, and this goes back to the trade manager again. Oh, there's nothing. One other thing I want to show you in the zone trade. Um, there's some other thing that you may or may not want to be involved with. You know what? I'm selecting this stuff like I'm going to do a trade because that's old habits. But I wanted to show you this other boxes that are on there. It's all covered in the manual, and it will be covered again in a final video. But I'll go through it now. You know, I clicked on this Tdvt and I went to zone. There's also the rubber band trade in there. Now, I'll tell you something about that rubber band trade. It's great if you just want little short trades, and you can use the conditional order system for that because it's may or may not take you out quickly enough. I don't know. It certainly doesn't have the historical experience that the other stuff does, but we're going to look at the trade manager where we can actually plot the rubber band trade onto the screen, and then we can also look at what the pardon me, we're going to look at the Tdvt to plot the rubber band trade on the screen, and then we'll look at the trade manager to show you where the exits are to see if it's something that you could put in a TOS, a COS. These names, these acronyms are driving me nuts. All right, and that's what we're going to do now. Let us get out of all of this and go back to our wonderful little trade manager. We have a little arrow here. Let's click on that. Okay, market's opening up just for chuckles. Just for chuckles. Let's go over here and see what the market's going to do, because it is opening up right now. Look, here's what we have right here. We have a zone. I don't have anything in the video right now. Let me go ahead and put a trade in for you. A live trade. Now that we're going, I want to do a live trade. I want to buy custom, my COS bracket. I want to put it in at about, I'm going to say maybe 380.5. That's what I'm going to put in there. And I'm going to have my trade manager tell me how much to put in there. I want to put 10 grand in there. Okay. Trade risk 600. Interim risk, well, it won't make any difference because I'm going to use the volatility anyway. I'll put 300. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about this because when it breaks that zone, it's going to scoot. But I'm just going to put a $200 trade risk. And I'm only doing that because I'm making a zone trade, okay? It's just great. This is what I just showed you, and I can show it to you in live. All right. My information tells me that I need to put in 27 shares. You notice I changed the defaults in this that I can click it one share at a time. You can do that as well. Let's see, I said 380.50. Let me write that down this time. All right. Now, here we go, 380.50. Okay, here's the entry. I want zone momentum, and my zone is going to be 380.50. I'm not going to add anything to it because it's already in. I might want to make sure the trend is up though. Just add the trend. Normally the trend will be up, but that come you. Boy. Okay. Cycle limit's 10. It doesn't make any difference this time because we just popping through. Okay, save. Okay. And save. Alright, let's put an exit in here. Exit. Notice this time I had the forethought to drag the screen down so I can. This is 1 hour entry chart and 1 hour exit chart. I didn't look at it before, shame on me, but I've traded this thing many times and I'll do just well with this. Once you get used to a particular one, you know how it moves, shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, to trade exit, I want a profit margin here. It says I'm getting in at 380.50. I need to add about 44, 45 points to that. So we just call it 425. You know, you generally don't hit your targets because it comes back against you, but since you have such a close stop, here I have 5 points. That's nothing. Okay, that's nothing. That's nothing to come against. So we'll save that. Okay. Save that. Now we got to put our stop in. Tells us our stop right here is not the IRS stop, but the regular stop is 7.4. I can put that in there pretty easy. $7.40. Yeah, that's good enough. And we're ready to go. So I will confirm and send. And I'm in a trade. And there it goes. So you just saw live action of Gary entering a trade in the video. And it will do just fine if it breaks the zone. If it doesn't break the zone, I'm not getting in a trade. See, it just protects me. If it goes the other way, I'll come back later and just delete it. Nothing ever happened. So I'm glad that happened. I got the opportunity to share that with you. Now, I'm going to go back and show you the other thing that I was going to talk about. I want to set this new gen thing up to a rubber band trade. Now I will have to turn the arrows on to illustrate the rubber band trade. I don't have a choice, and they are on. Though I wouldn't have to, but I have to in order to illustrate it, because we have to find a rubber band trade, and we got one here. Okay. Now, one great thing about this is it gives you those little quick entries. So be careful about using those rubber band trades in the COS system. It is fine to use it on the charts, and what you can do, rather than using the those, just use for your exits, just use the 3-bar close, and it works pretty well. We'll go back. Let's see over here. I just learned something. You put the risk base in it, it's going to override the 3-bar close. That's true, because we leave that field empty otherwise. Yeah. Okay, here's our rubber band trade here. 3-bar close that are taking us out here. All right, so remember, if you put the risk in an assigned risk, it will take you out. A risk, interim risk, it will take you out. You put the volatility in the 3-bar close and select the 3-bar close. The 3-bar close will take you out. It defaults to the volatility, so you shouldn't have a problem with that unless you get in the habit of using the risk close. I don't. I use the volatility, a momentum close. So you could do that, only you can't use the 3-bar close in a COS. So it was designed for chart trading, guys. It really was, to use the trade manager to help you chart trade, and that's what it's for. Just forget the COS when you're doing rubber band and the 3-bar close. It's purely for chart trading, and it works well. I think I have covered just about everything I wanted to cover in this little video. So I'm thinking. I can't think of anything else. So I'll move on to the next video in the series is the Tdvt. I encourage you to watch that. That's a great additional purchase that you might want to look into. We have a lot of stuff going on in this new generation series we're coming out with. I'm sure we're going to be going and correcting things. This is all new stuff. If we get an update to the system, and within the first year, we'll send you an update. So you don't have to worry about that. You'll be covered on that. I'll personally send it out to whomever I need to send it to. It may not affect you. It may be the update's not something that's going to affect you. But if it's something, we'll let you know. And all you have to do is request them, and we'll send them to you to make sure it's up. But I think all of the functional aspects of it, Tdvt is the same. It's not going to be changed no matter what. Maybe it's those who purchase a conditional order system. We may find a little something, a little tweak here or there that we might have to send an update on, because this is the first time out with it, but it's been working well for me. So let me cut the video off. We're already running, about 40 minutes or so, almost as long as the other one. And we'll catch you on the next video.